Hello again and welcome back to another edition of Austin's American Flyer, where I wanted to do a follow-up to some comments I've made recently as we've investigated some of the cars in the Inheritance series, and then more recently, in fact last Friday, the video that came out talking about what do you do if you suddenly found yourself with a train on your hands. And there's a lot that one can talk about, especially if you're just diving into one scale and one manufacturer, in this case, American Flyer S scale by A.C. Gilbert. And so for many of you, this is going to be repeat, but my hope is that there's some of you that are new to this part of the hobby that will find this kind of interesting and fascinating, and will prompt you to dig in deeper. So without any more delay, let's dig in to couplers, link couplers specifically. So starting in 1946, A.C. Gilbert came out with S scale. So suddenly we had an O scale, now a new S scale, and we had an HO scale, which stood for half of O scale. Gilbert brought this new scale out with link couplers. Now this is a carryover from O scale, and the link couplers consisted of a pin like this and a link. And the link came with different widths of shaft. The first ones are very narrow, then they came out with a wider plastic. The narrow couplers seemed to snap real easily, and the wider ones didn't snap as easy, but they then added a weight, first brass and then black. And this tradition continued up through 1952, when they were able to finally go to a knuckle coupler. Knuckle couplers are just that. They look like a knuckle. They have a weight underneath. When the knuckle is closed, your cars stay together. When the weight underneath is pressed up, the knuckle opens and the cars uncouple. What I was specifically though wanted to dive into today was, what do you do if you end up with some link coupler cars? First and foremost, you want to follow this link and go to Tim Coe. The man is a genius when it comes to how do you manage link couplers, how do you replace them. He's got a great video on that, and so please go check it out. I'll put a link here. Hopefully that will work, and you can go check out what he's done. He's really good, proficient at link couplers, and I'm just going to touch a little bit on them because there's some more adjustments you can make, but I just want to kind of touch on a basic thing today. So if you find yourself with link coupler cars and you're not sure what to do next, let me share this with you. What happens over time is the plastic kind of swells up, and when these link couplers were new, they floated up and down on this pin very easily. Over time though, as the plastic swelled up, my terminology, they became harder and harder to move. So you may end up with a car like this, where as you can see, the coupler is sticking straight up in the air, and I have to push it to make it go down, and I push it to make it go up. Well, as you might imagine, if this car is in a consist going down track that's not completely level and undulating, it's going to cause problems. However, with a little bit of finesse, you can get a link coupler that does this. And this is what you want. You want link couplers that literally fall due to gravity, because those keep cars coupled together much better. So let's take a look at one way to do that. It's probably no surprise or unfamiliar territory to most of us that enjoy post-war flyer that link couplers can be a bit of a problem. And a lot of folks just get rid of them and go to knuckle couplers, and I can't blame you for doing that. But I know there are different techniques to getting them to operate the way they originally did, and I'm not alone in this, that when they are operating the way they're supposed to, they actually work really well, even if your track isn't the smoothest. So for what it's worth, here's something that I do. So I have this 715 side dump car, and as you can see, the link coupler is not completely frozen, but it should just drop, and it's pretty stiff. There's different things you can do to take care of this, but one thing I've started doing more lately is I take my little soldering iron here, and I just hold it up here on the side of the pin, and I have the coupler in the up position, and as that pin heats up, it'll get to a point where the coupler drops because it's, you know, slightly melted around the pin. And when that happens, the link coupler functions the way it should. It floats up and down easily, and does a great job of keeping the cars connected. So anyhow, just something I thought I'd share with you guys. Okay, so that took a little longer than they usually do, but I didn't do anything else to the coupler in terms of adding any lubricant, which that's something else I do. Now this one is still okay. It did drop, but it's not real loose, so I'm going to go ahead and do it again. Okay, so now, yeah, and I can tell it's still a little bit tight. So I'm going to do it a third time, and then I'm going to add some drops of a lightweight oil, and this coupler will not be an issue going forward. So yeah, kind of a fun little thing to do. And like I said, normally it doesn't take much time at all. I put just the tiniest amount on either side of the pin. Work it in a little bit. And now, as you can see, our link coupler just can't stand against gravity. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks. Well, thanks again for stopping in today. I hope you enjoyed this short video clip on one way to deal with link couplers that do this instead of this, and a simple way to get them to do this. Please leave your comments. If you haven't subscribed, would love you to do that. And if you're at all interested in supporting this channel, please take a look at the ending credits today here on Austin's American Flyer. Until next time, God bless. We'll see you. Enjoy your American Flyer. Bye-bye.